Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hey, let's talk about it. So I figure it ain't gonna never be no proper time for me to be able to make a video, right? So hey, what better time than now? So, man, we still talking about these narcissists and toxic individuals and how we can awaken to um, another level of spirituality. And so, with that being said, let's talk about it. Okay, so today is one of the things I wanted to talk about is how to spot some narcissists in your family and around your surroundings so that you can recharge. Because empaths, we need time alone so that we can recharge, right? A lot of us are loners, or a lot of us are on this path right now as chosen ones where we separated. God separated us from the rest of these people, and we doing what we got to do, to enjoy being alone. Enjoy the path that He got for us so that you can build the legacy that you were intending to build, right? It's going to take some alone time to do that, especially like me if you're a writer. How can you write if you got a million distractions? So God is going to put me alone so that I could work. I could write and do what I do. I make music, I write books, I do other things. I'm a writer. And so when I'm alone, that gives me opportunity to work. All right, so back to these toxic individuals that we love to talk about. All right, so you got these narcissists, right? And so how you can spot the ones in your family and different stuff like that. And I know this is gonna break some hearts right here. This is a heartbreaker right here. This broke my heart. When I had to let go of these people, it broke my heart. And it was just like close friends and family that wasn't getting the picture. Like they been had not getting the picture when I became a Christian, and they faked the funk a little bit here and there, but they laugh behind my back and everything. Oh, he believe in God, or he believe in Jesus Christ. He's a lame, He's just a dreamer. But yeah, I started noticing that they would have the same problems with the same people, and I would give them advice, and they wouldn't take my advice. They would just keep on calling me every day, or they'll time it once a week if they see I'm getting a little irritated. And they will drain my energy by giving me this sob story about how these people is treating them. But then when I tell them, hey man, you need to leave them people alone. Oh no, they not that bad. They just, they just take up for them. But I started to grip. I got wise that this ain't had nothing to do with those people. This was a ploy to get my energy. And maybe they was attached to some energy vampires. But I started learning about different attachments, like somebody, like if you dealing with somebody and they attached to somebody that's really mistreating them and stuff like that, you got to stay out the way. If they don't get out the way, you got to get out of both of their way, because you will attach yourself to that karma as well. And we have to learn that as Christians. That's why, oh man, I'm about to get going today. Stay tuned. I ain't gonna rush this video. I'm gonna let this one go for a minute because, well, I don't know. I'm gonna quit when the Holy Spirit tells me to, but I got some things I want to talk about. I usually won't make a video unless I got some things I want to talk about. Okay, so that's one of the ways to spot your friends and family that's narcissists, that's draining your energy. Because you need your energy to do what you got to do. Like, I'm not even gonna bring up some subjects because people going to be like, oh man, your views is just, you want some Kanye out your mind stuff. So I'm gonna leave that alone today. But yeah, like you have to be spiritually guided to know what your purpose in life is, and that way you can get in alignment with it and cut anything else out that doesn't have alignment with your purpose, right? Cutting out things that no longer serve you. And you got toxic narcissists in your life. They don't no longer serve you. No longer. How long they been in your life? They could be your mama, your brother, sister, cousin, auntie. I don't care. Your best friend. I don't care. You can love them all from a distance, right? If it's time for you to follow the purpose that you came to this earth to do, that God got specifically for you. And 9 out of 10, everybody can't go. Just imagine, you think Jay-Z could have took the whole rock with him to where he at now? I'm sorry, I ain't got to answer that question. So it's like sometimes it's your path, and it's not meant for everybody else. And if people don't understand that, they'll be sad and miserable, but that's not on you. But it's like if somebody keep coming to you with the same problem, they draining your energy. There is a energy vampire, a narcissistic reptilian. That's what you're dealing with. That's somebody that's binded and blinded to the devil for debts that's owed. And if you stay attached to that person, you're going to receive the karma that they receiving. I married one, and I received 7 years of bad karma. As long as I was attached to that demonic narcissist, I was receiving bad luck. And I couldn't understand it, but I should have knew, you know. But when I woke in the spiritual things and I was no longer blinded to the truth, I was able to see the mistakes that I had made, you know, as an empath. And so what I want to talk about too is something very serious today. And it's about if you're still in a relationship with narcissists and you wonder why you can't leave and stuff like that, I want you to videotape your drinks and your food. I want you to record it, secretly record the narcissist. You gotta, this is how you beat these narcissists. You have to secretly record them. They'll never admit even to the recording, but it'll be proof to you and other people and law enforcement. But secretly record them, because the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And I meditate on that scripture. And a lot of times I used to ask my pastor stuff, and he'd be like, boy, you be thinking now. You don't let nothing get past you. I done read the Bible back and forth probably 20 times. I started when I was 19, when I started believing in God. I just started reading the Bible back and forth. And so I pull stuff out on pastors, and they'd be like, oh, it really say that? I was like, yeah, say that. They be like, whoa, God, yeah. And they try to find something else to come back with that religion on me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm versed. I'm well versed. You know what I'm saying? And when I break that verse down, to me, what that means is that there's more knowledge to learn. And maybe even demonic people do have this knowledge, because Christians or people that's so religious won't use the knowledge. It's there, but they just demonetize it or whatever. And so the demonic people say, well, okay, if you don't want to use it, we'll use it. And they have foresight in different things through spiritual knowledge, like tarot. I ain't scared to say that. Oh my God, he said tarot. Tarot is a way for you to see, to go within. Tarot is a way to go within and inspect. To go inside and inspect, to introspect, and to find out what spirit is saying about you and your purpose and your goals and stuff like that. But that's a story for another day. We're not here to talk about tarot. You know, it took me a long time. The first person that put me on the tarot, I still haven't talked to them. I gotta call them and apologize for real. You know, because when they put me onto it, I was like, oh my God, it's the devil. And I left them alone. But then I actually listened to it, and it was like, it changed my life. It was like life changing, like a book. It opened up my spiritual eyes to some other things that I didn't see. So when I see that scripture, it's letting me know that there's some things out here that we not using, that devilish people using, that could save our lives. Like, for instance, almost like if Dolph had foresight that he knew he was going to walk into that cookie shop that day and that was going to happen to him that day in the cookie shop, he probably wouldn't have walked there. And I said that everybody got to die someday, but it's something that you can see coming, or you'd be like, you could know, oh, I should make that move, or that person, that's the energy they coming in. Because the only thing that tarot will show you is the energy a person is coming in. But I say that to say that I feel like God give us spiritual gifts. And in the spiritual world, we call that like magic almost. Because it is. It's like, if you imagine you heal somebody, they consider that magic. But just the same way, demonic people, they do death spells, they do different things. And one of the major things that I know for a fact, and it happened to me, they put stuff in your food. And they put stuff in your drinks to bind you to them, to cause separation from people that you're supposed to be with. Death spells, to bind your family to them, to be shown in lights that's not their own. They want people to see them for, that's how a narcissist is. You could be the hardest working person in the family. They don't do nothing, but they want everybody to think that they do, so they try to take responsibility for work that you put in. And they do that by putting this and stuff in people's dreams. That's why they be thinking it work. That's why you see them running around like this is really the reality. They really living at an illusion. So if you feel like you're stuck in a relationship with a narcissist and it's hard for you to move on, and you in that relationship, because you should have known you should have been moved on. Put a hidden camera up. I bet you they putting something in your food. Watch around for a house for different stuff like candles, especially black candles and orange candles and stuff like that. Watch around the house with certain candles and different things like that. That this person may be into some type of magic or something. Candle magic is very dangerous, and it only hits people as long as you stay attached to them. And it takes a long time to detach from a person's energy once you leave them. Just because you leave a person today don't mean you detach from their energy. No, you have to, like, for instance, I left a person that thought that I was gone for them for a while, and I could still pull up any tarot reading, and they jump right in my energy. They have not forgot about me. They want revenge, you know what I'm saying? And I know what energy they coming in. It's like it take a while sometimes to get people out of your energy. So you have to start that journey today. So if you still with a narcissist, you got to find a way to really prove it to yourself. It's playing tricks on your mind through the cognitive dissonance and different things I made videos on. But put up the video camera. You have to videotape these narcissists. Like, as soon as they get to start tripping, just get the camera out. Like, especially if you're in an abusive relationship, because I'm pretty sure a lot of women go through what I went through, but I'm a man. I can take blows. Like me, I come from a family of 6 boys and 1 girl, and I'm the youngest boy. And me and my brothers, we rough and tough, and we used to just stand there and be like, hit me. So it's like we had these things in our head, like, don't get offended by no white people, but I did. It was like, no white boy couldn't beat me. That's how we was in my family. I wasn't finna let no white boy, I would die before I would have let him beat me. I'd have bit his neck off. Excuse me, YouTube, but I ain't monetized yet. But I'm for real. That's in my mind. That's how I thought. Or like that a woman can't hurt me, not with her bare hands. She can't do what she gonna do. She can hit me. Boom. I could eat those. You know what I'm saying? So it's different for me. I'm a man, but I've had these narcissistic women come at me, physically attack me. So for the women that's being physically attacked, you got to record it. They never going to admit it. They never going to admit it. They're like, well, I didn't put my hands on you. No, you jumped me. No, they're going to be on some sucker stuff, right? Get your camera out. You always got to record these demons. Because that's what they is. They demons. I play with the word narcissist because that's what y'all want to hear, but I really know what they is. They demons and they devils. Some of them demons, some of them devils. See, that's why you got to learn, because it's different levels of the entity. Which one is you playing with? Like, my ex-wife is just a demon. She is like a karmic soulmate. She's somebody just in my life to teach me a lesson, just or whatever. Now, my ex is not, I don't got no kids right now, I'm married and like that. She is a divine being that became karmic. She was a divine being. She wasn't just a karmic. She was there for me and her to grow, but she let people get in her head and they turned her karma. She turned into a lesson for me. But now she's a devil. See, she's a devil. See, this other one is just a demon. She's a lower entity demon. You gotta know who you fighting against. This is a war. Like, you gotta get strapped up out here and get it ready. Now, these demons, they don't care. Like, you play fair. They don't play fair. They put stuff in your food. They talk behind your back. They go to your family. They put stuff in your family food. If it be certain deaths coming around in your family, they probably doing death spells. I'm telling you, man. And a lot of times you see death coming in their family, that's probably death spell they've been doing on you that backfire. But a lot of times that won't even start backfiring until you break away from them. Like, I bet you notice, like, since I never forget that. One time I was really leaving my narcissist, and I did leave them for 2 years. And when the night that I left, her grandma died, and me and her grandmother was close. it was like I was closer with her grandma than her own kids was, and everybody loved her. They called her Nana. It was like, you got a Nana in your family, but the Nana attached on to me like she loved me. Like it was like everybody was trying to get Nana to move. Nobody wouldn't get Nana to move. Nana was willing to move with me and move with I wanted her to move. She was willing to move with me and go with him. And everybody was like, "What, Nana? You gonna move with him?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's my ride in there," because we'd be having like crab night. We'd eat good and everything. And my ex-wife was supposed to be taking care of her. She was a caretaker for her. And so I kind of lived there. We had a son. It was when my son was like pretty much firstborn. He was like 1, 2. He learned how to walk there. I got a lot of videos of him at Nana's house. You know what I'm saying? So I was there a lot because I worked out of town anyway. So whenever time I came in town, I was always stay there. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like this day I was leaving. I was fed up. I was done with this narcissism. I didn't even know what narcissism was back then. This was years ago. And my son is 13 now. I didn't know nothing about narcissism. But that night I was leaving out to go to Alabama to work. And when I left, Nana died. And it's crazy because Nana was kind of taking my side on the situation. And, families usually don't do that. But that's how bond me and Nana had got. It was to the point where I was everything to her. I was the protector of that house, everything. I was like, how you have grandsons, you have everything, and you be hoping they be something. I was what she had hoped that they had been, but they wasn't. I was the grandson or the son that she never had. A rider, a nigga that was ready to die for his, that's going to protect the whole family, that's going to provide, do things, grocery shop, know how to cook, clean, take care of the kids, take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rider. And she knew it. She was like, oh my God, she loved to have me around. But that night I left, she died. And I was very suspicious. I started questioning my ex-wife. We weren't even married at this time. I was like, what happened? This and that. Now, did I look back? I know what happened. By me detaching, God was ready to bless me, and he did. I got blessed after that. And she tried to do a death spell on me. And the fire hit backfire hit her grandma. Her grandma died. I don't know what she did, or if she poisoned her grandma. I don't know what she did, because I know she tried to poison me later on. About 7 years later, she tried to poison me, because what ended up happening was I ended up leaving her and going into one of the best times in my life. I ended up going to Mobile, Alabama, right? And I ended up getting with my high school best friend. My junior high school and elementary school best friend was a female who I used to be in love with, but I never had the balls to try to date her. And so as I got older and grown, I got more confident. I was, because we used to always say, she was my friend. She was like my best friend, and she dated my friend. My friend, he was like a lot more confident. He passed away to this day, my boy Jelly. God rest his peace in his soul. He was a good dude, man. My boy Jelly. Jelly used to date her, and Jelly was a real confident guy back in the day. That was my best guy friend, and she was my best female friend. They dated, but me, I was like more of just like a thug. You know what I'm saying? But she stayed. We all lived in the projects, but she stayed right by me. But we used to be like, when we get older, we ever meet and we be over 25, we gonna get married. And make a long story short, when I left her, I ended up going off to do my own thing, and I ended up, reuniting back with Toya. Well, I shouldn't even say her name like that, but I ended up dating like my childhood crush, which is kind of amazing. And at the time, it was like I was blowing up too, and it was like this woman was helping me come up too. It was like I was like, it's just like I've been married twice, and I used to send both of my wives money, just send them money, like how I spend money. Where they got the kids, I just be like, money up the butt, like so much money. Then it'd be like, I'd be like, where they money going? Even like, because sometimes I even put it to the test. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna send them exactly what I get. So if I go out and make $2,000 a week, I'm gonna send them 1,000. I got 1,000. Let's see what they do with that 1,000. I'm gonna do that for 6 months. I'm talking about that's the type of shit I do. Now I sit back and watch. I look up, they don't got shit. I look up, I got a new car, I got clothes, I got all type of stuff. I got money put up, and I'm like, damn. But then this woman who I went to school with, I'd do the same thing to her, and I'd be like, she probably fucked this money up too. She probably ain't got shit to show for it or nothing like that too. And then it'd be like I'd run into a problem or something, because I always run into problems with money. You know, I make money, I spend that shit, I get it back, whatever the case may be. That's how the hustlers do. And so this is all legal work. Now I grind for my money. I'm a salesman. I go out of town and sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? Legal stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sending her money like that. I'm like, yeah. Then I ran into a situation. So I'm hitting her. I'm like, man, things is kind of messed up right now. I'm not going to be able to send you no money. Yeah, it's this, that. And she was like, things is messed up. What you talking about? She was like, I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't got no money. I was like, things kind of, the system got shut down out here. We got to go to another state until I just get over here and get into my grind. I can do what I got to do. It's going to be rough. She's like, rough? What are you talking about? I'm like, what you mean? She like, what you think I be doing with the money that you send to me? I was like, I thought you spend it like I be spending it, or like how my kids' mother done be spending it, or whatever the case may be. She like, nah, I don't do that. She's like, you know, I might buy something for myself. Like, I might buy myself an item like a purse or shirt, shoes, or something like that every week or something like that. Or I might buy two. She's like, you know, I don't spend a lot of money on that stuff. I might spend it like, I might buy me 2 items for like $60 or $70. She's like, the rest of that money, I just stack it. She's like, matter of fact, I got like 12,000 of that money you be sending me just sitting right here on the dresser right now. I was just counting it. I was like, stop playing. She's like, no. She's like, how much you want me to send you? I'm like, man, send me $6,000. She sent me $6,000. I went and got a new car. It was stuff like that was happening when I wasn't attached to that narcissist. But then you know what happened? That narcissist ran some black magic and some other schemes and pulled me back in. She ended up, you was preying on what she saw. Like narcissists, they come into your life and they be looking to see what they could see to get at you later. Like you don't even be knowing. You be thinking like, oh, I'm just dating this person. So like, no, they've already thought about how they gonna be getting you 10 years down the road. So she saw how like I was already going through some trauma from my first marriage when I met her. You know what I'm saying? It was like the marriage had been over and everything, and I was already out of town working and everything. And it was like my first wife was calling and harassing me, wouldn't let me see my son. And it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, I guess she was probably seeing the pain, but again, I didn't know nothing about narcissism. She could probably see my reaction, different things. She's like, oh yeah, this is how you get him. You get this kid. And then it was crazy too, because it was like back then I was young, I was dumb, and I was just listening to people and I was doing dumb stuff. Like now, if I can't see my kid, I ain't giving you no money. I gotta take care of myself too now out here. Like it's a give and take. Back then, man, I was gullible. I'd be like, people be like, you still gotta take care of your kid. I was sending her money, not being able to see the kid. They was breaking my heart because I wanted to raise my kids a certain way. I'm an athlete. I always wanted my kids to be athletes. And I know that your kids will do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But these women purposely tried to make my kids the opposite of what I want. They didn't want my kids, for one, to be nothing like me. Which I ain't gonna say they gotta be like me, but I wanted them to be athletes. I want them to be smart. I want them to be intelligent. Like they try to make them dumb. They try to make them dependent on them. They try to make them slow. They try to do that to hurt me. It's like they don't want to just let these kids be around their daddy and let their daddy just teach them and show them. It's like they want to be around them and tell them crazy lies about their daddy, just shit on their daddy. I don't mean to cuss like that, but yeah, they just shit on me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that shit hurted me. And I had to bear that pain. I had to walk through that shit. Like I had to really like heal from that shit. Like, I'm not hurt from that shit no more. No, like healing is a process like alcoholism or something like that, or drug abuse. It's always you gonna be dealing with that shit. But it's like that shit is conquered. Like I can say that I'm healed from worried about what other people was trying to do to hurt me. That shit can't hurt me. I don't have no fear. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't fear nothing. I don't fear the devil. I don't fear nothing. I fear God. That's it. I don't fear nothing. And I ain't trying to act like no tough guy, nothing like that. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, what is there to fear? I'm 45 years old. I done did it all. I've been married twice. I got 4 sons. What else can you do to me? Nothing you can do to me that's gonna make me fear nothing. I done did it already. There's nothing to fear. That's what I was gonna say too. Like, I won't even get y'all into my beliefs because y'all ain't ready for all of that. Like, where my mind have expanded to, like with my relationship with God. Like, I'm not scared of none of that. That don't joke me. Like a joke, fear joke people. Like devil. People fear devil. I don't fear that. You know what I'm saying? I don't fear these narcissists. I don't fear the industry. I don't fear nothing. There's nothing that nobody can do to me. I'm standing in my power and I'm going to stay doing that. I'm just here to just enlighten people on some of the situations that be going on with these toxic people that you couldn't understand from a certain level. And I'm bridging the gap, giving you the energy reading without the energy. Reading it for real. Watch these people. They be putting stuff in your food. So you have to videotape these people. And then I also wanted to talk about the main thing that I wanted to talk about when I got on here was pretty much just the way that you spot a narcissist too. A lot of different ways that you can just spot a narcissist, right? It's like they always trying to gaslight. Like, and then you really have to take off of your titles. You have to take titles off of people. Take the titles off and just look at what these people are doing. Are you giving and not receiving? What you gotta look at everything in your life and say, what is this? How is this benefiting me to get to my purpose in life? First you gotta find out what is your purpose, right? Right. And so how you gonna do that if you got a whole bunch of distractions around you? So God have moved you by, because you see, I don't probably come on here speaking for everybody. I come on here speaking to the chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Because these other people, they are soulless. If I'm speaking to you and you're a chosen one, that means that you are old soul. And people say that and they don't even know what that means. That means that you somebody that done been born more than just this lifetime. You done been here before. These other people, they soulless. They been got kicked out of heaven. Sometimes they don't even know it. They been got kicked out of heaven. Even before this lifetime. Some of them, it was meant for in this lifetime for them to try to get it right, and they still ain't get it right. And God ain't messing with them, man, like that. But for the ones that he is messing with, the chosen people that I'm talking to, you got to be able to recognize these people that you're dealing with. They gaslighters. And I don't care if it's your mom and she gaslighting, that means that she's keeping you away from your purpose, man. She's keeping you away from what you came here to do. You came here with a purpose. You came here with something to do. It ain't about just, oh, what's my purpose? Or I'm just going to go be a personal trainer. Just because that sounds fun or that's because what everybody doing, that's a trend right now. I've been there, don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking you, nigga. I've been there. And I don't mean to say nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I talk like that. But yeah, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? There's enough fake people out here, so I ain't editing nothing. You're getting 100% of what it is out here. Yeah, I've been there before, man, looking for my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know my purpose now. This is part of it. This is a big part of my purpose right here. For real, to break this thing down and not sugarcoat it. But I'm this 30 minutes though, this is well over enough. I just wanted to tap in. But I'm gonna be coming in a lot more though. And I'm gonna come with some topics. Hey, can y'all do me a favor? put the topics y'all want me to break down in the comments, and I'm gonna break it down. That'll give me a leeway to come in and talk about some of the things. Well, I want to give y'all a guide, but at the same time, I do want to give y'all what y'all want as well. All right, signing out. Like, share, subscribe.